Hello, Chaz Marlar from Pair of Dice Paradise here, continuing to explore the universes of intellectual properties and how some of them are even strong enough to be adapted into board games. Well, continuing this train of thought, the next logical question is whether there's board game universes strong enough to be adapted into other forms of entertainment, such as books, television, or even movies. Now, the best example of a board game successfully being adapted to the big screen is probably 1985's Clue, a cult classic that's still discussed today. In fact, just last year, friend of the show and potential Chaz Marlar arch-nemesis, Jared Whitley, did a 3-part series on board game movies, including an episode on Clue. Now, since Jared already covered Clue, I'm going to put that aside and instead respond to something else that he mentioned in his series. Specifically,
I don't think you could make a movie about Uncle Pennybags and the dog and their adventures at St. James Place. That probably will mean that Hollywood won't look to board games as a source for future material.
Well, Hollywood has accepted the challenge with an upcoming movie that is, in fact, based on Monopoly. And while it does usually fill me with joy to point out when Jared's wrong, I also can't help but be concerned about what this steaming pile of cinema's impact on the modern board game hobby could turn out to be. I mean, at first I was excited because director Ridley Scott was attached to the film. And if it's one thing that he can do, it's direct people how to advance in a straight line, even when it might not be in their best interest. Just turn left. But then Ridley Scott abandoned the project, leaving it with its current premise: a boy from Baltic Avenue uses both chance and community in an adventure-filled journey about making your own luck, what makes you truly rich, and, of course, avoiding jail time. Wow, that so totally couldn't be the synopsis for absolutely every other movie ever made, ever. Heck, sounds almost like it could just be a cheap Goonies ripoff, which may actually be the case because, quote, The Goonies has already been name-dropped as the template for the Monopoly feature film in its present form. So the Monopoly movie is pretty much an uninspired carbon copy of the Goonies at this point. And that is disgusting. Really, when are content creators gonna learn that just rehashing other people's ideas is just lazy, incompetent writing? So, it's possible that the Monopoly movie is destined to suffer the same fate as other board game movies, such as Battleship and Ouija. Why are the majority of movies based on board game universes lackluster at best? Well, next time, we'll continue with why I think that is. And the answer may surprise you, but I doubt it will. I mean, it's really pretty obvious now that I stop to think about it, and it'll actually probably be a bit of a letdown. See you then! Another previous draft of the film was reportedly based on the non-fiction book The Monopolists: Obsession, Fury, and the Scandal Behind the World's Favorite Board Game, detailing how the game originated as an anti-capitalist critique of monopolistic corporate greed rather than a celebration of real estate avarice, and continuing the story through the Parker Brothers' 1974 lawsuit against the inventor of a rival game titled Anti-Monopoly, created by San Francisco State University professor Ralph Anspach. The case, though, was eventually settled out of court. So, you say that the other idea you have is just to rip off Goonies? All right, let's just go with that then.